started with this wonderful country dish. So the first thing you're gonna do is, first of all, you need tilapia. I get the wild caught tilapia. That's totally up to you, whatever you got there. You can use this same recipe with other types of fish. The tilapia and catfish are my absolute favorites, so that is normally what we go with around here. So I'm just cutting those open, and it's 3 of us tonight. I normally like to do 1 piece per person. So I'll show you what I do here. But this piece goes a long way. So just cut them open like so. And then I'm gonna cut this in half. It's more like fish nuggets. I love them, and I love the little pieces. They do great. And then I normally cut this, if you can see that, I normally cut this in 3s, 1, 2, 3, for a total of 6 pieces per slice. Okay, so little pieces like this. Okay, and then here I have heavy cream, about 1 to 2 cups. And then to that, you will add about a 1/4 cup of water. And then we will add 1 egg to that. Give it a good whisk. And then you want to add some salt and pepper. A little salt and a little pepper. So just go ahead and put your cut pieces in here while you're finishing the rest of them, and let that actually just soak in there until we get it all cut up here. While you're doing this, you can go ahead and have your iron skillet preheating, about medium heat. I like to use avocado oil. I've got that in my skillet. And this is normally the way that I make this every single time. I've got my husband and kiddos loving it like this so much that normally this is our go-to. It's quick, it's easy. If you're trying to get meals on the table, you know, 30 minutes or less kind of a thing, this is a good one. Having with mine roasted the Cajun potatoes. If you're interested in that, you could cut it into wedges or potatoes. But if you're interested in that, I do have a recipe card for that on Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube. I think I even got a video for that on YouTube. You can check for that. And then I have flour in a second bowl. And listen, you guys, if you don't have white wheat berries and grind your own flour, you are missing out, because I love the coating that it gives of fried dishes like your fish. Not on everything, but fish, and then something like fried green tomatoes. I can't explain it, but the texture is just different. It's perfect. You will see all these fried green tomato recipes out there, and how they're putting all these different things into the flour to get it that golden crispy texture that's on the outside of those tomatoes. I seriously just use the flour, and I get the same exact texture. So if you don't have that, I suggest that you think about maybe getting yourself one of those. I have a Nutri-Mill that I use to grind up mine, and I get my white wheat berries usually in bulk, somewhere like Amazon. You can get it from Azure Standard, wherever you can get it. But grind those, because some dishes really are great with that. And then if you're into sourdough bread making, it's great for that too. So let's get started frying these babies up. While my skillet is still heating up, I want to tell you guys a story. So when I was just a 16-year-old girl, it's the very first time that I caught my own fish. So that's one reason I absolutely love catfish. But It was my very first time fishing, and my very first fish that I caught was a 30-pound catfish. Now, I know some of you caught bigger than that and everything, that's fine, but I think that is a daggone pretty good size for a little 16-year-old girl. And then about an hour later, I caught my second fish, and it was a 15-pound catfish. So anyways, I'll never forget those days. So put it in the comments. What's the biggest fish that you've ever caught? Do you enjoy fishing? How often do you go? I want to know. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I make up a quick little tartar sauce for this. This is our go-to tartar every time. It is amazing. So you just put a big old spoonful of mayonnaise. I use the Duke's. And then a little bit of the pickle juice. And then you can use relish here, or you can chop up your own little pieces of pickle if you want to, in little bitty bits. But sometimes I will just give it like a spoonful of relish, like that. And then a little sprinkle of garlic powder. And you mix it up. You can use a whisk or a spoon, whatever. And then you taste it. Make sure it's pickly enough and not taste like mayonnaise. So what I do is just go ahead and place this in the fridge until it's time to eat. And then the leftover flour goes to the compost, and the leftover heavy cream mixture goes to the chickens. All right, you just want to wait until it's good and crispy on the bottom. And then I just flip them with a fork. You can use tongs, whatever you got. But since they're little pieces, I just use a fork. But see how crispy that those brown up? I love that. And then we love this so much that, remember, I cut them into 6 pieces each. So you could do more if you wanted to. This is just normally what we do. We love this fish so much that normally those 6 pieces, they'll be in here and they will count out 6 pieces to make sure they're not gypped a piece of their fish. But I'm just going to finish flipping these and then check on the potatoes roasting, and I'll give them a good toss and make sure they're not getting too brown in there, and then I'll show you what these look like when I take them out. Y'all want to see Nutmeg on her donut? Look at her new donut. She loves it, don't you? She can go in the donut, and she can get inside here for a little seat. She won't let me take it off of the table, you guys. She loves her donut. Yeah. She loves her donut. Is she a pretty girl? Huh? Yeah, she's a pretty girl. Boop, boop. All right, you guys, so here is the tilapia, and I always serve it just with the tartar sauce on the plate ready. So it is supper time around here. We are going to enjoy the fish with a little bit of roasted potatoes. And then I meant to tell you that if you want a green dish on the side of this, I always either throw in green beans. I got Grandma Burkhead's green beans YouTube video. You can check that out. I also got recipe cards on that on all the social media. You can print out for that. Or sometimes right on the roasted potatoes pan, I'll just go ahead and throw like some broccoli. And as you're doing that Cajun seasoning over the potatoes, you can also do that over the broccoli. And that is a really great side and kills two birds with one stone, right? One dish, potatoes and broccoli. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this fish. Let me know if you try it and how it turned out for you. I love hearing from you guys. You know that. I'm having